Tommy Jr.'s onto it again. Yennefer is onto it again. Tommy never really stops. He goes through kind of a cycle, and I mean, it's like he cannot stop talking about little kids and fingering dogs, which is gross. But you really got to stop with this. Oh, they would max my asshole. Okay, so some girls didn't want to do anything down there on you, and you seem to think this is some kind of joke. Oh, they wouldn't wax me. Okay, well, there's different ways of waxing it. Because what you don't comprehend as well, they'd probably just rip your little balls off, and they don't want to get sued because you're sitting over there complaining about losing more than just a little bit of hair. And you're sitting there thinking, are you really this serious? That you're going to, press some point like this that's really actually pointless for you because your anatomy is so different. They really don't want to do anything down there to you because it might also hurt you more than you think. And so you're going to sue them because you feel like your rights have been violated. I feel like my rights are being violated right now by you even trying to say you're a trans woman. Legit. It's kind of bad when you have to sit there and listen to this garbage coming out of some nasty looking thing like you. Hey, parents, can I have all your 12-year-olds come over to my pool party? No tops needed, but you can't come in. Oh, really, boy? They did wax my balls, Judge. My balls have been violated. They're transphobic bigots. My balls need waxing. Well, then dip your balls in some wax and wax them yourself. What is it that you have to have some women touch your nuts and okay, I can see you whining about not getting your balls waxed, but then you want a gynecologist to pick up your balls and look at them? What kind of retard are you? Do you even understand what gynecology is? That is, the inspection and maintenance and upkeep of a woman's vagina. They've studied vaginas all their lives and making sure that certain things go correct and everything's fine and she's healthy, and you want her to go sit there and play with your balls and waste her time, and really probably because of the fact that most of you males don't wash down there, make her repulsed and have to wash her hands 20 times before she goes in the next room to a woman. Not to mention you're a known sycophant. I mean, come on. You fantasize about having naked little 12-year-olds around you. You run around in the bathroom trying to look at naked women. You're about the most foulest beast there's around. If you had a dog fuck into it, you'd pretty much be right there as a young Tommy Tudor. Except for, Tommy Tudor actually did fuck a girl and then kind of raised her age over time because he was getting blasted about raping a 13-year-old when he was almost 30, and it was just an innocent encounter with a mature woman who just happened to be a minor. Okay, whatever. Why do you idiots have to take hormones or dress up in women's clothing and try to go invade bathrooms? Why is it that, we should worry about people like Tommy Tudor going into a kennel? Either kind of female species is in danger. I mean, I haven't seen him talk about fingering a cat yet, but I figured in the way of a cat's temperament that they'd probably just jump on his face with their claws and start biting him in the neck. Would be a favor. So anyways, you run around and you sit there and talk about the most grossest male fetish nastiness that could really ever happen. And it's like, oh God. And this one goes around talking about raping little girls and changing the age of consent down to a real low teen or even 9 years old, so that those early puberty, promiscuous, underage girls won't trap poor unsuspecting men with their, little, promiscuous Lolitas. Oh my God. Talk about sounding more male than anything. where do you think that you're going to come up with some kind of, I'm going to fit in with female society? You know, I spent a miserable nightmare life dealing with being trans. Having my parents, you know, basically try to keep me stuck in this body until I died. And then I finally get science that justifies me as a physical condition. And I come on and all of a sudden this garbage breaks loose about inclusive crap, and then they come up with the I'm imaginary dumb shit genders, and the whole time I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, you know, it's right. When you let religion back up science and actually retard everyone around, you're sitting there looking at it trying to figure out, that's just an outdated, and this one goes around saying they're actually a biologist from the 80s. Okay, boy, you keep saying that because, you know, in the 1980s I was in college myself. And it was like, now I know you're almost 10 years older than my ass, you old bald-headed man. And it's like, oh, they're just jealous of their intellectual superior. And whenever you see them on the live streams, you realize, oh my God, this one is a simpleton. They don't really comprehend any kind of thing, really, actually, in the whole thing. And trying to talk to them about neuroanatomy is like trying to talk to a brick wall, because that's just outdated medical or scientific opinion. Okay, you're supposed to be a biologist, but you call that outdated scientific opinion when it was a scientific study with full controls that was tested, found to have a result that was positive, was sent to an independent lab and peer-reviewed, and was found to be identically positive. So it was confirmed in peer review, which means there's actual physical proof that has been tested more than once by different labs, both getting the exact same results, and yet you call that scientific opinion, outdated scientific opinion. You do realize that once it becomes a theory, and there's a fact that this is physical proof showing factually that there is a connection physically through neuroanatomy and the numbers of neurons in a certain cluster that is gender identity. And so we have this. Then they go with gray white matter density, and oh look, the male to female has more female, and the female to male more male. More so than the female to male, the male to female. Okay, so their gray to white matter density is feminine. Their BSTC is feminine. If they're into men, then all of their sexual orientation clusters are feminine. And you are sitting there arguing that they're not females when they can't think any other way. And then you get these jacklags like these in here who, the only way I would share a girl is if she was 13 and younger. 13 and younger? Are you fucking sick in your fucking head, Tommy Tudor? 13 and younger. And you're 61 years old? Ugh. You're a filthy, nasty old man that needs to be really actually behind bars in a prison. Actually seeing the fact that you actually acted on it, you definitely need to be in a prison. The fact that you got away from it is, you know, disgusting and foul in its own right. But to actually sit there and say, oh, the only way I'd share a woman with you is if she was 13 or younger, and talking about even if a judge would let them, if they could prove that they were able to handle it, lower the age of consent to 9 and give her papers so that if some adult man sees this promiscuous Lolita, 9-year-old Lolita, he won't get in trouble for doing his, you know, he couldn't help himself urges. You know, there's this thing called, you know, defensive, which is why you always say, you know, it would be considered normal in the rest of the part of the world, but this isn't the rest of the part of the world. And here you are talking about it again to the point that I want to throw up. And Yana's over there saying, hey, Doc, could you please check my balls? God, why do you people that are sick, demented, perverted, deviants have to try to act like you're some kind of trans female and make everybody look like, oh God, it's one of those things, you know, the ones that are deviant, dog fingering, baby raping, tampons, you know, fixated, thinks they're 6-year-old even though they got the big square man face and run around wearing 350 pounds wearing a little girl's dress. Oh my God. You know, why do you do this and think that I should be a part of the trans community too, just because I like to just wear women's clothing and get on my knees and you're not on hormones and you're going around here and then you're going to sit there, hi my little sockets. Oh God, I wanted to throw up. Oh, please stop, all of you. It's just fucking gut-wrenchingly disgusting. It's stomach-churning to the point to where I would really rather go back to the days of Paul McHugh and I'm sitting there looking at that asshole psychiatrist for my second opinion and they're talking on the phone for an hour and only ask my name and age and have to put up with that kind of bullshit, then have to put up with your kind of bullshit. That's even more repulsive. Sickin' ass fuckers. Just please go away somewhere.